Hello there, my name is Robert Okello. Welcome to my channel. This is my first video. In this channel, I am going to be covering everything with IBKR, tutorials on IBKR, how to trade with IBKR, whether you're doing stocks, futures, Bitcoin. So if that is something that you like to watch, be sure to subscribe. And for this first video, I am going to be showing you how you can use IBKR and how to set up your IBKR for the first time. Now, I know IBKR can be intimidating, especially the new one. They actually have a newer version, which is the IBKR Desktop. The older one was called IBKR Trader Workstation, which actually uses an older format or an older version, but I will not be covering that. I'll be covering IBKR Desktop because it's a newer one, and it also actually has a mobile app. Okay, it's actually easier to use the IBKR Desktop than the mobile app, especially if you're going to do things like charting, do a bigger analysis of a ticker or a stock or any instrument you're using. The desktop will always be the better option because it gives you a wider view, it gives you a bigger screen to actually have more room to work with compared to a mobile app. So I'm going to be covering how to download and install the IBKR Desktop. I'm going to cover how to log in for the first time. We're going to see how you can understand the default layout, how to set up your workspace, how to add a ticker and pull up a quote, how to open a basic chart, how to set up paper trading, and the key settings to change the right way. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do is to download your IBKR. Now you're going to go to IBKR or interactivebrokers.com. This is where you're going to find that platform, the desktop platform. You can even download the mobile app from here. You can even find the older version. So what you're going to do once you're here, you're going to go over to platforms. Okay, you're going to go over to platforms. And as you can see, they have the IBKR Desktop mobile and the older one, which is the Trader Workstation or TWS. So you're going to download this. You're going to click on IBKR Desktop and you're going to click on Try IBKR Desktop, and then you're going to go over to download. Okay, so if you're using a Windows, you can click on downloads here. If you have a Linux, if you have an Apple, Intel processor, so they have different versions for whatever platform you're using. So if you're using Windows, just download Windows. Apple, click on this. So once you have downloaded the desktop, it's going to look something like this. Now, this is the paper trading account. It's kind of like the demo account. If you're familiar with Forex, if you've come from Forex, you know the demo account and the live account. This one is the demo account, and you can tell it's a demo account by this yellow bar over here written simulated trading. Okay, so this is again just like Forex or just like a demo account where you can practice your trading. So it's really helpful for beginners, those who just want to get into trading and do, practice their trading, the charting and the setup and all that. So this is actually the paper or demo account. Okay, now the first thing you're going to see on your top left over here is your portfolio. Now your portfolio basically covers the trades that you already have running. Okay, you can see you have your account here, your daily P&L, unrealized P&L, realized, net liquidity, all that. Okay, and here down you're going to see your total cash. Now if you're on a trade, it's going to appear over here, and your USD cash, basically your balance and what's happening in your open trades. Okay, now next to positions you have your orders. Okay, here you can see your orders, again the orders that you will have running. You will see your trades that you will have running here, your AI instructions, your balances. Okay, now to be honest, I actually don't even use any of these features. You might not even ever use any of these features. You might just be needing to look at your position and maybe your balances. Okay, they all appear over here if you have running trades. Alright, so next you have your watch list. Now your watch list is basically the stocks or your symbols or your tickers, basically all your instruments that will appear over here. Okay, so currently I have Apple, Nvidia, QQQ, Roblox, Tesla. Now these are all the tickers or the ticker symbols that I have on my watch list. And over here you're going to see the company names. As you can see, APL is Apple Inc., Nvidia is Nvidia Corp, QQQ is Invesco, QQQ Trust. This is an index fund actually. And the rest of these are also stocks. Okay, and you're going to see the bid size, the bid ask, all the information about them over here. Okay, now if you want to add another ticker symbol, you can just click on this plus over here and you can click on show more, and here you're going to see all of your ticker symbols. Okay, at least the ones that you will have actually previewed before. Okay, these are all the ones that you'll have searched before. So these are the ones that I've actually searched before. That's why they're appearing over here. So for example, if I want to include AMD, I'll click on that and AMD will appear over here. All right, Now another thing that you can do is you can actually go to your options chain. You can right click on these and it's going to take you to your options chain. Okay, now your options chain is basically the platform where you can actually place your trades. Okay, it's a platform that allows you to place your call options, your puts, or your buy positions or sell positions. Okay, now I'm not going to be dwelling much on this. This is going to be another different video totally, because there's so much to cover over here. So what I'm going to be doing is just to quickly walk you through the rest of this menu. So we were at watch list. Okay, now we're going to go to the quote section. So the quote section is basically again the options chain where you can place your trades, and from here you can also go to your charts. Okay, you can click on this over here. This is going to take you to your charts. So this is a chart for AMD. Now it's very similar to TradingView. Okay, if you're familiar with TradingView, you'll be very comfortable because it's basically the same thing, because they have the same instruments over here. You have, you know, your trend line. You can use it to draw a trend line over here just like this. You can even change its color. Okay, completely customizable. You can add a Fibonacci retracement. Okay, you can just basically use it like this. Okay, it pretty much has everything that you need. All of the instruments that you would find in TradingView, you all have them over here. Okay, so this was for AMD. If you want to go to NVIDIA chart, you can click on that. This is going to take you to NVIDIA. Okay, let me get rid of this. So again, you can use NVIDIA chart where you can briefly look at it. You can also change the time or the time frame by clicking on this over here. So currently it's in the 5 minute. You have the 10-minute time frame. Okay, you can go all the way to 30 minutes. You can even go to 1 month. So they have different time frames. Okay, now on your right hand side over here you have the information. Okay, basically the trading information. Here is where when you place a trade, it's all going to appear over here. Okay, basically you can control it from here. You can place your order over here. You can place your buy order over here. I'm going to show you much more when I'm going to do a video on how to place a trade, but for now all you need to know is that this section here is just basically information or trading information for the ticker symbol that you have selected here. Okay, in this case it's NVIDIA. All right, so same thing with QQQ. You know, you have Roblox over here, you have Tesla over here. Now next you have your screen savers. Okay, this is not really information that you'll really need. You might not even ever use this, but it basically shows you all the financial instruments over here, all their company names, you know, the last and the change percentage, the market volume. Okay, it's kind of like the information, the current price information for each financial instrument. Okay, they have them all over here. So these are currently all the US stocks, as you can see here for US stocks. You can even look at Asia stocks. So they have Asia stocks over here. They also have the Europe stocks, all of the Euro stocks again over here. They also have ETFs, right? All your ETFs, you can view them from over here and all the information. You also have options / stocks. Okay, all of their information again over here. And then lastly you have bonds. All right, so basically all the information that you need if you want information for your bonds, your options, ETF, Europe, Asia and US stocks, you'll all find them over here. Okay, your next section you have is your layout. Now by default, when you open your interactive brokers, when you've just downloaded it onto your computer, it normally takes you to this page. Okay, this is the first page that you're going to see. So you have your rapid order entry, you have your chart, you have your portfolio, you have your watch list. All of these are customizable, but I don't really think you need this. Personally, I don't use this section. I've never used this section. If you want to use it, you can go ahead and use it, but again, it's completely customizable. If you'd like to have your, for example, your rapid order entry on the right, you can just simply grab and hold and drag it over here on your right hand side over here. If you want to have this on your left hand side, so completely customizable. Okay, let me bring this down over here. So you can just rearrange it the way you want to rearrange it. Okay, for me, like I said, I don't really use this section as much, but you can pretty much just set it up the way you want it. It's completely customizable. You can even stretch it out, fill up these spaces like this. Okay, you can pull this up like this, completely customizable. You can also delete a section. For example, if you want to delete the section, you can click on delete. If you want to detach it, you can detach the copy. All of this again is completely customizable. If you're familiar with the TWS, the Trader Working Station, you'll be very familiar with this section because it's kind of like a drag and drop thing that you can do with this area or with this section over here. All right, and then you also have your news. This is a section where you can get information, you can get news for different assets or classes. You can see, you can type them over here. So if you want news for Apple, for example, and it's basically going to show you all information of Apple. Okay, now this is one of the reasons why I like, the workstation, sorry, not the workstation, but the IBKR Desktop, because you can basically get everything under one platform. Okay, you can get information on different stocks, on different financial instruments, all under one platform under the news. So for example, if you want to see what's happening in Apple, I can just simply come over here and search for Apple, and I'll just find information on currently what's happening with Apple. You also have your daily overview. So this is the default section. Before you search anything, it takes you to the daily overview. You have your portfolio news. So currently I don't have any positions open yet, but if you have positions open, it's going to show you information or current news on your current position. Okay, you have your watch list news. So this is the news currently on what I have on my watch list. Alright, so there's so much more information that you can cover over here. You also have your read later, you have your browse, you can manage your subscriptions from here. This is going to be another separate video. I'm going to show you how you can manage your subscriptions. And then you also have your sitemap over here. So this is going to show you your positions, your balances, your portfolio news, your tax optimizer, your trade instruments, or things like charts, orders, trades, options chain. So it's basically a shortcut for different instruments. Okay, if you want to, for example, go to your options chain, you can just click on options chain from here. It's going to take you to the options chain of the instrument that you have listed at the top over here. And so it's taken me to the options chain of Apple, as you can see. And then you also have your feedback, you have your help. If you have any inquiries, maybe if you want to talk to your broker, you can actually ask your inquiries from over here. And then you also have your settings. Now at the top over here, as you can see, you have your net liquid. Okay, this is the current balance, your paper money that you can use for your account, that you can use to set up. You can actually set this up to whatever amount you want. So currently I have mine set to 750. And here is going to have your daily P&L. This is currently for the trades that open. So if trades that's opened, so you have a trade that is opened, this is actually going to start running. So to change your balance over here, you can simply click on this image icon over here, rather this icon for your setup for your account rather, and you're going to click on deposit withdraw funds, which will take you to the web. And it's going to show you two options. So you have live and you have paper. So just set it on paper, and then you're pretty much going to sign up from here. So it might tell you that your account is not currently eligible for this feature. And what you're going to do is click on this again over here and click on account settings. You're going to click on paper trading account reset. Okay, click on this configure, and you're going to select your reset amount. So you can click on other amount if you want a specific amount. If you have if you want 250,000, you can click on this. But you don't really want a big account. That wouldn't be realistic for someone who's just beginning trading. So you want to click on other amount, and you can set it to whatever amount, like something less than $1,000 would be okay. Maybe if you want something, let me just give it $1,000 for example. And then once you're done, just click on continue, and it's going to tell you your paper trading account reset has been received. Please note that the request received by 1600 ET will be processed by the next day. Now sometimes it says that, sometimes it does that immediately. Most of the times it does that for me almost immediately. So if I click on OK and come back to my account, as you can see, I now have 1,000 as my net liquid. Okay, so this is currently my balance. So you can actually customize your balance and basically now start paper trading with your account. Alright, so this was pretty much the part 1 of IBKR desktop version, how you can set it up. Now if you're interested in more of these tutorials on IBKR, how to set up everything, how to enter options tradings, be sure to subscribe because I will be doing more of those tutorials in the coming videos. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.